The best way to create power on a bar muscle up, especially jumping from the floor, is to use your natural body tension and the height and the gravity that's going to help you create the power. What most people do when they start to do a bar muscle up is they start right up underneath the bar, jump straight up, and then have to create power by shoving their chest forward, kicking their legs back, and then trying to swing that direction. That does a couple of things. Number one, it's very inefficient because we're using a lot of muscle when we don't need to use muscle. And two, it puts a lot more tension and wear and tear on your body. It's tougher on your shoulders, and it makes your overall bar muscle up much less efficient as well. What we want to do instead is draw an X on the floor, put a spot down here, and use that as your point of reference for where we're going to stand up with our toes, and then how we're going to make a nice, tight, dynamic hollow shape that's very relaxed but has good tension. We're going to stand up on the X, create a very balanced front swing shape, and then use that gravity pulling us down and the body tension and the natural elasticity of our body to create more power. What our ideal shape is going to be as we catch the bar is going to be a very tight hollow position. So instead of jumping at the bar, we essentially want to jump away from the bar with our shoulders and then reach out to the bar to create this tight hollow. The more underneath the bar we are, the less power we have naturally from gravity helping us out. The more dynamic and hollow and behind the bar we can be, the more gravity will pull us down into that spot and help us create more power naturally. This drill is really good to help create that. What we want to do is start a little farther behind the bar than you're probably comfortable with if you're used to jumping in from the bottom. And then what we also want to start doing is working on getting as hollow as we can as we make contact with the bar. And you can do that with flat hands to begin with, where we just jump up first, then create the hollow shape, and then push out against the bar with our hands so that we're creating that really strong hollow shape high above the bar that's going to let gravity pull us into that kip. Second thing we want to do is as we make contact with the bar, get our hands over the top and then stand up on this spot below the bar. That's going to pull your feet straight down and let your chest create the kip, which is what we want to happen for maximum efficiency. So as you start to make contact with the bar, we're going to be looking down towards the X, and then we're going to stand up to that spot really aggressively to let our whole body open up, squeeze our legs tight, load our hip flexors, and use the elasticity to create more of the power. So it's going to be here, stand up, and that's the first part of the jump in for the muscle up. It's also a really good idea to do that same drill from an elevated surface or to a lower bar for a little bit, so you can really start finding that exaggerated hollow shape. And if you're in a higher surface, you can now jump higher above the bar, create a more exaggerated hollow, and then stand up even more aggressively, which is going to help you load that position even more effectively. Okay, that drill is essentially over as soon as you hit the arch position. That's all we want to see to begin with. Hit in a nice exaggerated hollow, stand up to your spot, hit your big open arch position through the front of the bar so we have a balanced swing, which is going to help provide the rhythm and the tension and the power that we need for a good muscle up.